morning, children. Welcome back to our English classroom. This is Shilpa ma'am again with you with your unit 3 poem The Cataract of Lodore, written by Robert Sauté. Okay, you will have the doubt why Shilpa ma'am doesn't take page number 52. We have to learn 2 more poems, but it's not an important poem. It's not compulsory to study. But what do you want to do? You have to read and you have to go through the poems. Okay, I can tell you the title of the poems are Mouth of the Waters and A River poem. Okay, so what do you want to do? You have to go through the poem. You have to just recite the poem, try to understand the concept of the poem, but it's not an important thing. But what do you want to do? This is the poem. It's very important. The poet has used onomatopoeia, alliteration, and rhythm of the poetic techniques in this poem. The Cataracts of Lodore. Okay. Now I am going to recite the poem. You have to listen very carefully. The cataract strong, then plunges along, striking and raging, as if a war wagging, sinking and creeping, swelling and sweeping, showering and springing, flying and flinching, writhing and ringing, eddying and whisking, spouting and frisking, turning and twisting, around and around, and glittering and frittering, and gathering and feathering, and whitening and brightening, and quivering and shivering, and hurrying and scurrying, and thundering and flauntering, dividing and gliding and sliding, and falling and brawling and sprawling, and driving and riving and striving, and sprinkling and twinkling and wrinkling, and sounding and bounding and rounding, and bubbling and troubling and doubling, and grumbling and rumbling and tumbling, and clattering and battering and shattering, retreating and beating and meeting and sheeting, delaying and straying and playing and spraying, advancing and prancing and glancing and dancing, recoiling, turmoiling and toiling and boiling, and gleaming and streaming and steaming and beaming, and rushing and flushing and brushing and gushing, and flapping and rapping and clapping and slapping and curling and whirling and purling and twirling, and thumping and plumping and pumping and jumping and dashing and flashing and splashing and clashing, and so never ending but always dissenting, sounds and motions forever and ever are blending, all at once and all over with a mighty uproar. And this way the water comes down at Lodore. How the water comes at Lodore? That is a question. So I hope you understand the meaning of the word cataracts. Yes, the meaning of the word cataract is waterfalls. So the movement, how it moves, like brook. Alfred Lord Tennyson, he explained the movement of the brook. So same as what is the movement and how it comes down, or how the waterfalls comes down, that is explained all over the poem. So I'm going to give you the meaning one by one. It's not a summary. Okay, for this poem you don't want to know the summary, because the poet has used different kinds of onomatopoeia, then alliteration, and the rhythm. Obviously, you might have understood while reading of this poem. Yes, it has a rhythm. Okay, tang tang, like, and thumping, and plumping, and bumping, and jumping, and dashing, and flashing, and splashing, and clashing. Okay, so it has the rhythm. So what are things we are going to discuss? Yes, just we are going to understand the meaning of the words. Okay, most of the words are having the ing form of the verb. Have you noticed? And it has used lots of adjectives. Okay, so I'm going to explain once again. You have to listen me very carefully and let us enjoy the poem. The Cataract of Lodore. The cataract strong. What is the state of the cataract? Yes, it is strong. Means it's born built. Okay? Okay, what is the state of the waterfalls? Yes, it's strong. Then plunges along. Plunges means push along. Okay, plunges means push along. And striking and raging. Striking means attractive. Striking. That picture is striking. Means it isn't attractive, the waterfall. It looks like an attractive mode, or it seems like an attractive mode. Okay, and raging. Yes, raging means rage or raging means angry. Sometimes you might be felt that what the waterfall, it seems like a angry mode. It has the roaring sound when it comes down. Okay, as if a war waking. Yes, it has a challenge. You have to listen the voice of the waterfalls. It has a challenge. What is the challenge? Yes, it has to reach the brimming river. Okay, and sinking and creeping. Have you creeping and tall? I can tell you one thing, that have you ever noticed the flow of the water? It has the buoyant motion. Have you ever noticed in this? If you are sitting in the seashore, you may have to watch the motion of the sea, the water. What do you feel? Yes, it seems like a buoyant motion. So what the poet said, sinking and creeping. He go inside and try to creep. Creep means it's flow. Okay, the next one is showering and springing. Showering means sinking and creeping. Swelling and sweeping. Swelling means swelling, not in the case of, I told you, like a buoyant motion, swelling. So sometimes it is bulge. It seems like a bulging. Okay, and springing means it's jumping. Okay, flying and flinching. Flying means that you already know that it goes up and down, goes up and down. And flinching means it's flashing. Water, it flash. Okay, it flashes. Eddying and whisking. Eddying and whisking means eddying. Do you know the eddying, like a cyclonic path? Okay, so it seems like an eddying and whisking. Whisking means whisk. What is the use of whisk? To shake it well. So it has the power. And actually this is the movement of the water. What the poet is explaining, yes, this is the movement of the water. Okay, the next one is spouting and frisking. Spouting means flashing and frisking. Frisking means it's a kind of movement. Okay, then jumping. Frisking means kind of movement like a jumping. Then turning and twisting. It goes right, left, up and down. Okay, turning and twisting. Twisting means it's mixing, or here in the poem it says that twisting means mixing. The next one is around and around. Around and around means it's all around the area or around the water. Okay, and glittering and frittering. What? Glitter means shining. Okay, glittering and frittering, and gathering and feathering. So always it shows the brightness and happiness. Also he is very glitter, okay, but on the other hand it showing the fearsome, it shows the fearsome. And whitening and brightening and curing and shivering, sometimes it shivered, okay. So the movement means it has always it seems like comparison between the human being and the life of the human being and the flow of the river, okay. The next one is and whitening and brightening and curing and shining, curing and shivering, and hurrying and scurrying, hurrying, hurriedly, it's go fastly, okay. Hurrying and scurrying, hurriedly or urgently it moves around, and thundering and fluttering, it makes a loud voice, okay. Thundering and fluttering, it creates some problematic sound sometimes, because I already told you that the sound of the waterfall, it seems like a angry, a roaring sound, okay. The next one is dividing and gliding and sliding. Dividing means separated, okay, and it apart each other. And gliding and sliding, gliding and sliding means move from one place to another, okay. So the movement, you have to think that this is the movement of the water only, okay. Then the next one is and falling and brawling and sprawling. Falling and brawling, brawling means to fall with a big sound, okay. The next one is and sprawling, sprawling means to bend with a U-turn, bent with a U-turn, okay. Next one is and dive and driving and riving and striving. Driving, you know, drive means to dive, okay. The next one is and riving, riving means to separate, to part, okay. Next, riving and striving, strive means to make hard work, yes, it has the hard work. What is the ultimate intention? Everybody has the ultimate intention to reach where we want to reach, yes, our ultimate destination. So striving means that hard work, okay. Next one is and sprinkling and twinkling, sprinkle means that, you know, okay. And twinkling, twinkling means blinking, shining, okay. And wrinkling and sounding and bounding and rounding, to make a loud noise. And bounding, bounding means bounce, jumping. Then and rounding, it goes around, okay. Then and bubbling, bubbles on pebbles on the bubbles, do you remember, okay. The next one is bubbling and troubling and doubling. Then and grumbling and rumbling and tumbling. Grumbling means showing irritation, it seems, or it gives, it shows the irritation. And rumbling, rumbling means to make a louder voice. So almost all the sounds and the words are exactly same, okay. The next one is rumbling and tumbling. Tumbling means it falls down. And clattering and battering and shattering. Clattering means making sounds, and battering means to beat. Do you know to make a batter? Okay, so battering means to beat sounds, and shattering, destroy, falling towns, okay. The next one is retreating and beating and meeting and sheeting. Finally he is going to be set up, okay, the water is going to be set up. Retreating means going back, and beating we already discussed. And the meeting and sheeting, delaying and straying and playing and spraying. Finally what will happen, it's going to be change his route, okay. Advancing, rising, okay. And prancing and glancing and dancing, yes, it shows the joyfulness because it's going to be reached, the destination, maybe it will reach. Okay, then he is more happy, or the waterfall is very happy, or the water is very happy. Okay, recoiling, turmoiling, and toiling and boiling. Again, it makes, due to that over happiness, again it creates the sounds. Okay, then and gleaming, gleaming means glitter, glancing. Okay, and streaming and steaming and beaming, more delightful. Okay, and rushing and flushing, rushing fastly and flushing slowly, and brushing and gushing. Brushing means to touch, and gushing to go slow, and to go or to flow slowly. Then and flapping and rapping and clapping and slapping. This is the voice of the waterfalls. Okay, flapping means flap, the wings flap, the wings flaps means, do you know the meaning of flaps? Okay, and rapping means like a beat. Okay, and clapping and slapping, see, this is the hushed sound of the waterfall. Okay, the next one is and curling and whirling and purling and darling. So what does it means? You know whirlpool, whirlpool. Okay, so whirlpool means the water, it's whirlpool, it seems like a whirlpool. Okay, curling, you know. Okay, and whirling and purling and twirling. Okay, and thumping and plumbing. Thumping means to make beating sound, and plumping and bumping and jumping, making big sound. Even if you want to reach the ultimate destination, what will happen if you are going to reach the ultimate destination? To go to touch, what will happen? Yes, you will exactly, you are more happier. Am I right? Yes, what is going to be happening over here also. Okay, and dashing and flashing and splashing and clashing. Finally, what happened? It's going to be touch the brimming river. Then it's dashing, it's more active, and flashing, it's more shining, and splashing and clashing, touching each other. Then what will happen? They are more happier. Okay, and so never ending, it never ends. Again it flows, and but always descending, it always flowing down. What will happen? Always the waterfall, it's flowing down. Sounds and motions forever and ever are blending. All the sounds, all the motions, everything, it's going to be mixing, and it's all at once and all over with a mighty uproar. Everything, it seems like a powerful and strong sound. And this way the water comes down at Lodore. This is the way how the water falls. It will reach at the Lodore. Do you understand the movement? How he was happy, and he was calling, he was making happiness, and when he touches, splashing, then glittering, and sometimes he might be angry. Then everything the poet has explained over here. Okay, so at last, where did the waterfall reach? Yes, it reached the brimming river. Okay, it touches each other and it goes forever, means it flows forever. Okay, and this way the water comes down at Lodore. How the water comes to the Lodore, that we discussed. My dear children, I am telling you that the poet has used onomatopoeia, alliteration, repetition, rhythm, and rhyme. All are the poetic techniques he used over in this poem. I hope you understand. We'll see you soon later with our next module. Till then, bye.